Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today is going to be a slightly different video from normal. I had this idea a while back and I wanted to discuss this topic and my thoughts and opinions on it because I really think it links into a lot of what I do in the channel, talking about training, workouts, fitness, nutrition, things like that. So the topic of today's video is going to be motivation versus discipline and how you can rely less on motivation and more on discipline and how that's going to help you to achieve your goals and stay consistent. So to start, I want to talk about the reason and the thought behind wanting to make this video. And it came from a couple of months back when I received my pre-season fitness program from my university. And the reason that it sparked this idea of the video is that I've kind of over the last maybe 2 or 3 years always really wanted to challenge myself more and to be challenged more by my team and my coaches and my teammates to be more disciplined, and didn't always feel like the environment or the teams that I was in kind of cultivated that. I felt like there wasn't that much of a culture of putting in extra work like in the gym or extra fitness or extra training. So a lot of it when I wanted to was really just forcing myself to do it, and I was just telling myself that I want to do the extra thing, but no one was necessarily expecting it of me. So when I got this fitness program from the uni and it was actually something that was expected, it felt a bit different. And as I say, it was something that I'd really wanted and something that made me want to pursue the college soccer route, was that I wanted more of a competitive environment where I had to be more disciplined, and not just by choice, but because everyone or more people around me would be doing it. But when I got this program, as I say, it felt a bit different and it was a bit daunting because it was more than 2 months and it was 5 runs a week on top of various individual training and workouts as well. But the running's the main part I wanted to talk about because nobody really likes running and fitness, and it hurts while you're doing it. You can get a great feeling from doing it, but it's not always fun while you do it. And I've said on this channel before that I'm motivated to keep up my fitness and to try and get a lot fitter because I want to be one of the fittest players when I arrive at the uni to start playing, because I feel like this is something that I'm in complete control of. If I just work hard and make sure I go in fit, then that's what will happen. It's not dependent on other things. It's all just up to me. So that's the motivation. But when I got this program, I felt like, well, motivation is quite short term and it's not going to be able to get you through and force you to do every single workout 5 days a week for over 2 months, because motivation is more short term. And this is why I had the idea for the video, is that I want to talk about this difference between motivation and discipline and what it actually is that makes you go out and put in extra work towards your goals. So to start the video, I want to talk about motivation first, because motivation can be really beneficial in the short term and it can be great for making you go out and getting you that energy boost to go out and do an extra workout or something. But it's quite fleeting, and it can also become negative if you purely work off of motivation and having that feeling that you really want to go out and do something, because it can become a thing where you rely too much on feeling good and feeling like you really want to go out and train, and not just on the, even if I don't feel like it, I'm going to go out and train. And that's when discipline comes into it more. And when I started to read up more on this, I read an article that said motivation basically makes us crave the feeling of energy and excitement before we've completed a workout or a task that we want to do, when in reality it's that accomplishment and excitement that we should feel after doing it. You're not always going to feel great before going in to do it, but you still have to force yourself to go and work out, and it's not motivation that's going to force yourself to do it. That's discipline. And that's how it can become negative, because if you're purely working off of having a really good feeling that you really want to go out and work out, if you don't then feel good one day because it's raining or because you're tired or it's cold and you just don't want to, then what is it that's going to make you go out and work? What is it that's going to make you go out and put that work in? And that's when discipline comes into it. And the reason I wanted to talk about this was because if you can create more discipline in yourself, you can accomplish your goals and reach your goals quicker and with more consistency, because even no matter how you feel like, you're going to go out and put that extra work in. And this sounds great and sounds perfect, but obviously not everyone is as disciplined as each other, and people have different varying levels of discipline. But the more I looked into it, it is something you can teach yourself and it is something you can learn. And that's what I want to talk about here. So if, for example, you want to start training more, or you want to work out and get a bit bigger or more muscly, you need to change something about your lifestyle. But it can be way too easy to fail, and the thing that a lot of people trip up on is that they'll say, all right, okay, they get motivated by, for example, seeing a photo of Ronaldo's abs, and then they want to focus more on their nutrition and also go to the gym. But they get this motivation, this desire, and this fire lit in their head to go out and put extra work in, and they say, okay, I'm going to do five extra workouts a week. And then after 3 weeks, that motivation is gone, and the grinding every day has become boring and mundane, and you don't always feel like it. And then they just give up. And then maybe a couple of months later, they get motivated again, and they start again. And you're not going to make any sufficient progress doing this, because you're going through bouts of being motivated and really going out and doing tons, and then not going out and doing much, and then again getting motivated and going out and doing tons, and then stopping again. And that's not, no, there's no consistency to that, and consistency is the key to working towards and achieving goals. That takes me on to my next point, which that it's said by many people that it takes 21 days for something to become a habit, and it takes 90 days after this for this to become a lifestyle. And in my opinion, when something becomes a lifestyle, that's when you're going to start really taking big strides towards improving and towards reaching whatever goals it is you have in your head. So for example, in my opinion, a lifestyle would be if you are really like, let's say you have work or school 5 days a week, if you're still planning around that and you plan your days to make sure that you can fit in an extra workout and an extra training session, or you're meal prepping on a Sunday so you have nutritious food throughout the week because you care that much about your nutrition. That, in my opinion, and if you do that over a consistent period of time, that is when it becomes a lifestyle, and that's when you'll really start to see improvement. But as I said, you can't just go into this right at the start. So the way that you can cultivate motivation and teach yourself to be more, discipline, not motivation, cultivate more discipline and teach yourself to be more disciplined and to have that willpower to, no matter how you feel, go out and put in that extra work every single day. You want to start slow. You don't want to create these crazy unachievable goals straight away. So if your goal is to get a better physique, why don't you just add in one extra workout a week that has to last 45 minutes? That's really achievable. There's 7 days in the week. You'll be easy to fit that in. And eventually you'll feel like, okay, I want to make more progress and I don't feel like I'm doing enough. And you'll add in that second workout after you've already become consistent doing the first one. And gradually your body will adapt to it and adjust to it. And it'll just become, like we've said, a habit, and then eventually a lifestyle, because it's just something you go out every single day and do. And then the more you do that and the longer you do that, it's just going to become your lifestyle and something you do. You're not working off of these bouts of motivation and seeing something that makes you want to go out and do it. You're just going out and putting that extra work in every day because it's just something that you do, and you're disciplined now, and you've taught yourself to just go out and do it no matter how you feel. And that's basically the main topic of today's video, guys. That's all I'm going to say about it. Please leave your comments below. Tell me if you agree, tell me if you disagree. And if you like the video, please hit like, please hit subscribe, because it really helps the channel grow, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do at the moment, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please go and do that, and I'll see you in the next video.